we go. I'm going to go ahead and get everyone checked in now. So I see that we have a Darren. Darren, if you could unmute, tell me who you're representing here today.
Yeah, I'm Darren Myers with Bowerman Myers Architects, and I'm representing Ben Penske, and who is the client for the project.
Okay, great. Thanks. Welcome. Mr. Penske, if you could unmute briefly.
Hi there. Good morning. Ben Penske.
Hi, welcome.
Working with Darren.
Great. And you're the, you and I assume your wife are the owner of the property?
We are the owner of the property. Yep.
Okay, fantastic. Welcome. I have an Eli here. Eli could unmute. Eli, if you're with us, if you could unmute. Okay. We'll wait on that. Let's see. We also have Wes Menzel, who's the zoning plans examiner for the city.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Looks like Eli dropped off. For Mr. Myers and Mr. Penske, are you expecting anyone else to join us here today on your end?
No, my guess is that Eli was my wife on my son's phone and it wasn't working and she just hopped off. We're in different cities this morning, so I think it'll be just me.
Gotcha. Okay, so you guys are ready to proceed.
She said, she just texted me. She's not going to be, she couldn't get it to work and we're good on my end.
All good.
As long as Darren's good, we're good.
Yeah, we're fine. I'm not expecting anybody else from my end.
Okay, sounds good. If she does try to join or anyone else, I'll let them in as the meeting proceeds. But let's go ahead and get started. I need to read through our hearing script. This basically will just cover the procedure for the hearing, and then we'll jump right into it. So this is the December 28th, 2022 session of the Zoning Hearing Examiner docket. My name is David Sturkey. The case before us today is case number ZH20220175. The purpose of this hearing is to allow applicants and any possible opposing parties to testify and to offer and refute evidence and testimony. This hearing will follow the rules found in the zoning code and the supplemental rules of the zoning hearing examiner. All testimony and evidence that an applicant or any opposing party wishes to offer must be presented at this hearing. The hearing will proceed as follows. The applicant's attorney, or the applicant's agent will first present the applicant's case. If there were anyone here from the public, they'd have an opportunity to present after the applicant had presented its case. I'll give our zoning plans examiner, Wes Menzel, an opportunity to provide any testimony that he would like. In the event that any party testifies or offers argument in opposition to this application, the applicant will have an opportunity to rebut that testimony. And then finally, the applicant will have an opportunity to make any closing statements. So for our purposes here today, I'll allow Mr. Myers and Mr. Penske, you all can tell me about this project background, why you think I should grant the relief, anything else you think is important. And you all can orient that presentation however you like. One or both of you can speak. It's really completely up to you. I'll hear from Wes. You guys can respond to anything Wes said. I may have some questions along the way. You guys can make any closing remarks. I'll close the hearing. Decisions may be expected within 2 weeks. I may limit or exclude any testimony that I deem irrelevant or outside the scope of the application being considered. I may interrupt any speaker to ask questions or make any comments. I may also refuse to consider hearsay testimony, which is generally evidence you want to introduce that consists of statements made by someone who's not present at this hearing. In the event of any technical difficulties with the Zoom technology, I'll do my best to troubleshoot those on the fly. But to the extent there's some defect in the Zoom that prevents us from meaningfully going forward with this hearing, I may continue or postpone the hearing at my discretion. Okay. Last thing I need to do is just swear in all of our witnesses. So if you intend on providing any testimony here today, making any comments, asking questions, really doing anything other than just strictly observing here, then the zoning code requires me to swear you in. So if that's you, if you could take yourself off mute now, I need everyone to answer out loud, to raise their right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thanks, everyone. Okay, I assume, Darren, you'll be taking the lead on the presentation?
Sure.
Okay, floor is yours.
All right. You have all the information presented in the packet, and I won't beat a dead horse here, so to speak, but let me get right to the point, which is Ben and Aaron came to us and asked us to put an addition over their existing garage. And one of the things we noticed immediately is that the side yards for almost all the houses on the street were smaller already than what the zoning code allows. So we looked into that based on past experience of myself, having done this in Cincinnati for over 30 years, and what we've experienced, and then what I see other people doing in the same kind of neighborhoods, is that often we're building over existing structures and not encroaching into the side yards. And then we go through a process like this. So it's pretty straightforward. We're putting a second and a third floor attic over the existing first floor garage. We're not encroaching any further onto the side yard, staying within the footprint of the existing house. Ben and Aaron did a great job of reaching out to their neighbors. We have documented in the packet 5 surrounding neighbors and immediate neighbors who support the project. They reached out to the local community council as well, and he can tell you about that. We haven't received any negative feedback to my knowledge, and I haven't done anything to try and increase height or push the envelope, but staying within the footprint of the house itself. If you have any direct questions, be sure to ask me, but I think it's all pretty straightforward.
Okay, great. Thanks. Mr. Pinsky, did you want to add anything?
No, I think we're thankful that Darren's kind of guided us through the process and used his experience to help us think through what we could do.
Excellent. Okay. I think I'll give Wes an opportunity to weigh in now if he has anything he wants to add.
Good morning. I don't really have anything to add. I think it's pretty straightforward proposal, and no adverse effects as outlined in my report. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. All right. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of questions. It's not going to extend the height of the existing structure, and it stays within the footprint of the existing garage. Is that right? Okay, and won't extend the existing nonconformity. Let me ask you this, just to get it on the record. Would it be possible to build a functional and economically viable addition to the home without encroaching into one of the setbacks?
No. No is a simple answer, because none of the setbacks as they exist are even viable in today's zoning code. Mm-hmm. So if we were to try to even put something on, they might get a foot on the second and third floor at best. There's just, I mean, the addition that we're adding is basically, 8 feet wide to begin with, and still stays within the footprint. So no, we couldn't go back, forward, or side to side without increasing the footprint.
Gotcha. Yeah. Looks like this was built in the 30s. Is that right? Mm-hmm. So maybe predates the existence of the concept of zoning. So
I'm sure it does.
Understand that. Okay, great. I don't have any other questions. Anything else either of you would like to say in closing or otherwise before we adjourn?
No, thank you for your time.
Sure.
Yeah, thanks for squeezing this in at the end of the year.
No problem at all. Yeah, I've had a chance to review the application materials and the staff report. Based on that and based on the testimony that I've heard here today, I'm going to approve the application. I need to formalize that approval in a written decision. Darren, I think you may be familiar with this process, but essentially that's usually what takes a week or two, is for me to actually to put this in writing in a formal decision. As soon as I finish that decision, I put it into a PDF and I email it to everybody who's in the hearing here today. So you all will have a copy of that really just moments after it's complete. As soon as you have that, you can work with Wes on the permitting. And if you haven't already started the permitting process, you can do that now. And then as soon as you have that decision, Wes can officially hit the green light on it.
All right, thank you.
Okay. If you have any other questions in the meantime, feel free to reach out to myself or to Wes. And if you'd like a status update on where I'm at with the decision, you can reach out to me directly. I'm happy to provide you guys with an update.
I have one question.
Sure.
David, is the email coming from you or Cassandra?
The email with the decision will come from me.
Okay.
with the email address you see on the screen now in my square there.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem. Okay, well, good luck with the project, guys. Hope you have a happy new year. We are adjourned.